your home for Arizona Diamondbacks baseball. AM 1400, KSHP North Las Vegas, and KSHP.com.
USA Radio News.
We are just under 8 hours from President Trump meeting face-to-face with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. Earlier today, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo addressed the media.
The complete, verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization of the Korea Peninsula is the only outcome that the United States will accept.
Former ambassador to the United Nations, Bill Richardson, said he likes what he's seeing so far.
Well, I'm getting some good vibrations. I think it's very important that the summit focus on the main issue of denuclearization.
The Interior Department announced that they would be spending $256 million in funding on infrastructure projects at 22 national parks. The parks include the Great Smoky Mountains, Mount Rushmore, and Yellowstone. The money will be spent on updating visitor centers, repairing some flood damage, and also rehabilitating wastewater systems. Currently, the Dow Jones is up just over 50 points today. This is USA Radio News.
I'm Captain Obvious, and Hotels.com rewards me basically everywhere I stay. So why am I currently skipping stones with 4 locals and 1 grizzly bear outside this Riverside Lodge in Portland? Because Hotels.com lets me do me. And because, honestly, the bear just kind of joined in, and now we're afraid that if we stop, he'll get angry. He can smell our fear. Hotels.com. You do you, and get rewarded.
Wayne Allen Root for Bullet Blocker. I love these guys. Sometimes you find a product and you go, wow, why didn't I think of that? Trained as an Army Ranger and former deputy sheriff, Joe Curran invented the world's first bulletproof backpack. Now Joe has built a successful made-in-the-USA company that offers bullet-resistant products for your most precious asset, your children. Backpacks, bulletproof clothing, vests, briefcase, and more. Bullet Blocker gives your kids the gift of life. Stylish clothing that protects like police body armor. Go to bulletblocker.com and enter code WAR to save 10%. That's bulletblocker.com, bulletblocker.com.
Gasoline prices fell for most Americans to an average of $2.92 a gallon. That's down just over 3 cents a gallon from last week. USA Radio Network's John Clemens has more.
Motorists in California are still paying the highest at $3.74, but even that was a decline of 5 cents a gallon. Residents of South Carolina still have the lowest at $2.58. Patrick DeHaan of GasBuddy.com tells us not every state saw a decrease in prices.
46 of the nation's 50 states saw average prices decline. The unlucky 4 with increases: Michigan, Idaho, Ohio, and South Dakota.
For USA Radio News, I'm John Clemens.
Tyson's Food has recalled just over 3,100 pounds of frozen chicken after the company discovered it may have been contaminated by pieces of blue and clear soft plastic. The recall applies to 12-pound boxes featuring 3-pound bags of uncooked breaded original chicken tenderloins. The chicken was sold to restaurants across the country. This is USA Radio News.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. Our company specializes in low-cost SR22 auto insurance. We know that mistakes happen and offer free quotes for very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. The quote is free, and we'll handle the filing so you can start saving money. Call 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725. 800-758-0725.
Kia Motors plans to recall over 500,000 cars to fix an airbag flaw. USA Radio Network's Wendy King tells us which vehicles.
The recall includes 2010 to 2013 Kia Forte and Forte Coupe sedans, also 2011 through 2013 Kia Optima sedans, and 2011 and 2012 Kia Optima Hybrid sedans and Sedona minivans. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration released a statement. In the event of a crash, the airbag control unit may short-circuit, preventing the frontal airbags and seatbelt pretensioners from deploying. Kia said that it's still working on a remedy with the recall set to begin on July 27th.
Today, IHOP announced it would be changing its name to IHOB, with a B for burgers. The change is not permanent, though, according to a company spokesman. Darren Rebels is the president of IHOP. He joined Fox and Friends to talk about if they're still, in fact, going to have pancakes.
We're always going to have pancakes on the menu.
Okay.
We're always going to be IHOP. America loves burgers, and America loves IHOP, and we thought this was a fantastic combination to bring America's burgers to an iconic brand like IHOP.
Rebels was also asked about the International House of Pancakes.
Well, we have restaurants in a lot of countries around the world. We have almost 1,700 restaurants in the U.S. and about another 100 or so internationally, but we're growing like crazy right now.
For USA Radio.
Hunters, anglers,
The thoughts and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program's participants and do not necessarily represent those of station staff, management, and advertisers.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
It's that time. It's time for Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. 60 minutes of information, inspiration, motivation, and fun. If you're looking to talk politics or religion, this show's not for you. Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. Conversations with the opinion makers, movers and shakers, risk takers, and your phone calls at 702-221-7283. That's 702-221-SAVE. Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. Hosted by longtime Las Vegas broadcaster, author, and motivational speaker Aaron Phillips. In seminars across the country, he's inspired and motivated thousands. Now he's going to inspire and motivate you, and he'll do it with passion, style, and his trademark sense of humor. Now, here is the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
And good morning, everybody. June 11th, 2018. My name is still Aaron Phillips. No matter how you slice it, I woke up and I still am Aaron Phillips. Thank you for joining in today. Aaron's Hour kicking off 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. East, and you guys in between can figure out your own time zones. My ex-partner, Ricky Cash, used to be able to do that. I can't do that for diddly poo. Mr. Danny, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. A little sad today for a couple of reasons. It's been a tough weekend.
It was.
First, I sent my daughter back to the East Coast. She left Saturday morning at an ungodly hour at 6 a.m.
Oh, no.
I had to get her to the airport at 4, so my wife and I were up at like 3:15. So Saturday was like 2 days rolled in one.
Oh, no.
Because
That's early.
Right. By the way, the voice you hear is Glen Alex, author of Living in Total Health.
Morning.
Yeah, she's joining us again. Somehow she had nothing to do today, and I said, all right, well, come on down to... No, I'm only kidding. No, I love having Glen on, and we chat all the time at our functions and meetings, and she's great to have someone around with her kind of aura. Today's show, by the way, is all about positive aura, because it's going to kick off with Glen, and we're going to talk about her topic after the first break. But then in the second hour, going to continue on with positive people. Not that everybody who I bring on isn't positive, but when you do certain things in life, you carry it in a way with that aura. Emily Hedlund, who I call probably the yoga extraordinaire here in town. She's going to be on with me in the second hour talking about the value of yoga and what she does. Wow. So this is going to be like a whole kumbaya kind of show. So part one, sadness, was seeing my daughter go back. But good news is hopefully my other daughter, who's will be traveling the world at the end of the summer, hopefully will be coming into Vegas for a couple of weeks in July to see us before she goes away. Nice. And the other thing, sad thing, well, it sounds like my stomach.
This gets me pumped up.
It does. It certainly does. For those who don't recognize the beginning here, it's the entrance theme to your Vegas Golden Knights.
The guy who does their public announcing has the best voice.
Does he? Better than John's? You're on radio now.
They're different.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, oh man, this guy's great.
You know, it's so funny because obviously those who see the games here at the T-Mobile know the theatrics behind the Vegas opening, right? And did you see the first game in Washington?
Yeah, it was just they just came out.
Pat Sajak, who's a diehard, Capitals fan. He just comes out on the ice and tries to pump everybody up. That was I would have rather seen Bryce Harper. That would have been ironic. Bryce was rooting for the Knights. Yeah, I started when I said it. I was ready to take it back. But Matt Scherzer, they needed somebody that had a little more clout than Pat Sajak.
When I saw Pat Sajak, I was like, oh, that's cute.
That's
I was like, that's cute.
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying. We come out with this powerful, entertaining opening, and Pat Sajak.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yes, our Golden Knights went down 4-1 in the Cup Finals. Sad in its outcome of the game, but anybody who's followed this team or lives here in town who is disappointed, I understand. You're disappointed a little bit. We didn't get the cup.
Sure.
Was here. We had the cup in the T-Mobile Arena.
It got raised in our house.
In our building. But whoever
Not
thought,
by us.
think about this big picture, though, Danny and Glenn, because this is what my immediately thought. Whoever thought that the Stanley Cup itself, under any reason,
would be in Vegas.
would ever be in Vegas in the desert?
Right, yeah.
And here we had it the first season. It would have been nice to see the Knights on that lower, the lower ring and everything, granted. And I'm glad to see, and I would love to see the details. Maybe they've come out and I haven't seen it yet, that the city is still going to do a parade for them. Well-deserved because of what, right? I mean, they were supposed to.
I don't agree with the parade.
Why is that?
I'm in the corner of the players that you get a parade when you win.
How about they're just out of respect, though, for what they've done for the city?
There'll be plenty of great tributes, but a parade, they got to bring us a cup to get that parade.
Okay.
And they even said it, the players even said it. They said, no, we don't want a parade. We want to bring that. We'll have a parade when we get the cup.
All right, so maybe it is put off then, but certainly.
Sure, I'm all for celebrations, though.
Absolutely.
I would love it if we, and there's a lot of tributes that are going on right now, and it's happening all over town. So
absolutely, and the big thing for those who haven't followed and you've been living in a rock or in a cave under a rock, whatever, obviously we had the devastating event last October, the shooting at Mandalay Bay. But what the team did to bring this community back together and really get their minds off of that event was tremendous. And that's actually going to be that's really kind of segueing, Glenn, into what your topic's going to be about, staying focused in the moment, which is, I think, what the Knights really did for this town,
They brought back a lot of presents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, focus. Here's a good thing to follow that's going to bring this community back together. The winning certainly helped. I mean, if they didn't win, who knows what the feeling would have been.
Sure.
But having the successful year that they had, one of the most, if not the most successful inaugural campaigns in any of the major sports, really, in its inaugural season, every time they stepped on the ice, I mean, they were breaking records and creating records.
That's great.
And then really the pinnacle of really that honoring was retiring jersey number 58.
Yeah.
For those, they retired that jersey number. No one will ever wear that as a Knight in honor of those who lost their lives. That's now hanging in the rafters, representing that day and those lives that were part of this town.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a great feel-good story all around for any reason you can look at. The only little chink on the cup, so to speak, was that it didn't come home to the Knights for the first year. But that's okay.
It's all right. A lot of seasons
absolutely
ahead of us.
Absolutely. So we look forward. I mean, I've never watched as much hockey, even coming from the East Coast where I had the Rangers, the Devils, and the Islanders. I've never watched a hockey game from beginning to end as much as I did this year, especially in the playoffs, rooting for the Knights. So
I'd say from November on, I didn't miss a game. It took me, when they first... I watched the first couple of games, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then, November, when they were doing really well, I said, something's happening. I'm going to start watching. So put the DVR on and never missed a game since.
I mean, it's been great. It's really been a great experience here in town. And, again, we look forward to next season.
Can't wait. Only 4 months away.
That's
Less
it.
than
Only
4 months. Less than 4 months.
Only 4 months.
That's a short break.
Yeah.
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is in the scope of everything else. Basketball wrapped up this weekend as well. So the winter sports are over. Congratulations to the Warriors. I have to admit, I was pulling for LeBron just because I like how hard he works in respect. But it'd be interesting. He's going to be the big story this summer. Where's he going to go next year?
There you go.
And all that. So, which is unfortunate because I think it sort of takes away from basketball in itself and the season and enjoyment. And everybody now is going to be focused on where LeBron's going to go.
Where do you think he might go?
Gosh,
not to get too off track.
Yeah, I think the two top contenders is he's either going to go to the West Coast to the Lakers.
No.
Oh boy.
Or Philly's coming on strong to really make a huge play for him. I think I would be sort of surprised if he stays in Cleveland with all the tumult and turmoil that they've had this year. We know he doesn't get along with the owner, Dan Gilbert.
Okay.
He's not really too happy with his teammates. I mean, look at the way he responded after Game 1 when J.R. Smith thought, time was out or no timeouts, whatever it was. You can't be playing that way. Wow. And I think LeBron is just tired of carrying the team on his shoulders, really, since he's been back in Cleveland. So, whatever that thought is worth.
Might be time for him to go to the Lake Show.
Yeah, could be.
Everybody
could be.
loves the Lakers.
There is even an outside shot. Could you imagine if he goes to the Golden State Warriors next year?
Oh, wow.
I've heard that come up, too. I mean, could you imagine that?
What about the Raptors? Are they still a team?
Are they?
Let's send him to the Raptors.
Send him to the Raptors, yes. Let's exile him. Let's exile him to Canada.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
who would he replace in Golden State?
It's not a matter of replacing. I bet you
They'd
they would
have to get rid of somebody to
they
cover
would
his
cut.
salary.
Listen, in my opinion, you cut who you have to if you have a shot to get LeBron. Except for the logical guys,
Sure.
Curry, Green, KD. There's a couple of bench players, Iguodala, those guys. But you got role players who played less than 5 minutes a game or 5 minutes a season. You don't need them on the bench when you got a shot at LeBron.
Wow.
But what do I know? I'm not Brian Windhorst from ESPN, but just a casual outside observer. All right, the other thing I want to mention. And we kind of heard a little bit about it in the top of the hour news. I saw this headline come up a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was kind of floored by it because after we were talking about this, Glenn, before we came on the air about branding and names and stuff because of my show, Aaron's Hour, being really 2 hours, which is the best 2-for-1 deal in Las Vegas, one show, 2 hours. But IHOP, the institution, International House of Pancakes, for 60 years has been known as IHOP.
Yes.
Now, they unleash this campaign, which came out today officially, but 2 weeks ago, we're going to be IHOB with a B.
What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, everybody's speculating. International House of Breakfast, bacon, burgers. They're unveiling a brand new menu of all kinds of different hamburgers.
Burgers? Oh.
So and I heard this part on TV, fortunately.
Yeah.
Or actually, it was reiterated in the news report. It's only temporary. They will be going back to IHOP at some point.
So this is just like a little marketing campaign.
Exactly. So it's like everybody's heart now is just like, and it's like, so now they're IHOB for a while. And then there was a little conspiracy theory that the new logo with the B in it is duplicating a logo for I think it is, a woman's hygiene product.
Oh, okay.
I think it is. Or maybe it's a birth control. OB, whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
Same, like, comic rounded
same
logo,
font.
same font.
That's disturbing.
Well, there was a whole line of jokes that were made about that, and I'll leave them all alone right here because we're on AM radio. But that went away quickly. But now we're going to be IHOB.
I'm not a fan of IHOP. I'm not crazy. So I thought it was IHOP was International House of Barf. That's what I went with.
All right, all you IHOP executives, you can send your emails to Danny.
I'll tell you how you can fix IHOP.
Actually, their pancakes are pretty good.
Sure, for pancakes, great.
Yeah, you got to go. That's a breakfast place. The other stuff, they're convenient, and I've done dinners there, but they're really a breakfast place.
It is. If breakfast is what you want. So burgers, I'm interested to see how those burgers are.
And again, I'm going to digress on burger, then we'll go to break real quickly. I watched Back to the Bar Rescue, John Taffer.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, I have communications into his PR team. I'm hoping to get him on the show at some point soon.
I would love to have him on.
So he had one of those Back to the Bars episodes where he visits and brings back stories. Well, the Bacon Bar over on North Rancho
that was
and
one
Gowan,
that he did, right?
That was one that he did. Originally was Kerry Sports Bar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I visited the place since they had redone it. And last night on the show, they did it Back to the Bar.
Okay.
So they're doing well. And again, I don't know how far back it's taped. So give or take a couple of months, but still. They put a new hamburger on the menu.
Okay.
Do you like peanut butter and jelly?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, with bacon?
And a burger.
Oh, and a burger. Okay.
Right.
All
so
right.
you got peanut butter and jelly on the bun.
Yeah.
With a hamburger, bacon, lettuce, tomato, all the fixings.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's called the peanut butter jelly bacon burger.
Oh, boy.
So the
My
expert.
stomach hurts just
I
thinking
know.
about
I like it over here and I like it over here.
Right.
I'm not too sure about combining them.
All those things on separate plates sound awesome. I just don't know about all on one plate.
Right, exactly. So, but the chef, one of his experts who did the original rescue, went back in to get caught up on how things are going. They made it for him.
Yeah.
He said he loved it.
Okay.
He thought at first he wasn't going to, like Glenn said.
I'm having a hard time with
It's one of those things that you should go. I mean, I can see a lot of people going, I got to try this. When else am I going to try this? And they probably sell a few of them.
They do. They said it's a hit burger. So I'm giving them a free plug because I respect what they do. And hopefully I'm for Bar Rescue to help John get on the show.
Yeah.
Bacon Bar over on North Rancho on the corner of Rancho and Gowan. But yeah, it's and I told my wife last night we have to go. Not just for that burger.
Sure.
Not that I would finish it, but just to check out all the upgrades and things
Take
they've
your
done.
antacids.
Exactly. I'm going to put in 12 hours of CrossFit before I go to that restaurant. Anyway, all right, time for our first break. We're a little behind, but we'll make up for it. You're listening to Aaron's Hour here on KSHP 1400 AM. Watching on Facebook, thank you. Quick hello to everybody who's going to listen on podcasts. My guest, Glen Alex, will be up next talking about being present in the moment. We'll be back right after this.
Do you wake up every day with little aches and pains? Or worse yet, were you injured in a car accident? Were you injured just getting out of bed? If you said yes to any of the above, then you need to call Drs. Danielle Buda and Jody Altman from the Centennial Wellness Center. Located in the Northwest Centennial Hills area, Dr. Buda and Dr. Altman make sure that every treatment provided is tailored to your specific aches and pains. The entire staff is dedicated to making sure that the finest chiropractic care is given to each and every patient. Call 702-458-2225 to schedule your free consultation. Centennial Wellness Center, 702-458-2225.
Do you know someone who's been recently injured in a vehicle accident, by a product defect, slip and fall, or know a family member who's lost a loved one by wrongful death? If so, you'll need an experienced attorney to handle your case. Call Bradley Belisario at Belisario Law today to schedule a free consultation to review your case. Bradley provides specialized service by getting to know his clients on a personal level. In most cases, no fees are due until you win. In the case of a lawsuit, client may be responsible for opposing parties' attorney fees. Bradley Belisario has 2 convenient locations, with one in North Las Vegas and the other in Summerlin. Call today for your free consultation at 702-936-4800. That's 702-936-4800. Or visit us on the web at belisariolaw.com. Hurt badly? Call Bradley. How many times have you looked back at your staff and wished there was a better way to know how well they'll perform at their position? Over time, how much money have you wasted on the wrong hire? Guess what? There's a better way. Upside Business Solutions gives you the tools to understand how your staff will reach peak performance. Other personality assessments, such as DISC, Myers-Briggs, and StrengthsFinder, does not tell you how someone will perform. Upside Business Solutions uses the Colby assessment to identify the natural way an individual will take action. With this assessment, the candidate will have the natural ability to meet the job expectations you establish to find the best hire. Contact Vicki at 702-506-2960 to schedule a consultation. Mention Aaron's Hour and receive 15% off a Colby A assessment. When you're ready to uncover the mystery of human performance, call Vicki at 702-506-2960 to help bring out the best in your people.
All right, welcome back. During the break, I thought of a way to improve on the peanut butter jelly and hamburger sandwich.
Yeah.
They need to cut it up in 2 and put it on a hot dog roll.
That's right.
I mean, who didn't grow up with peanut butter and jelly on a hot dog bun? Anyway, I digress as I... Sure. There's one in every crowd. Glenn raised her hand. I didn't grow up on it. Okay. Anyway, I digress as I usually do on the show, but now we're going to get somewhat serious. Glenn can never be serious, except for when she talks shop, because she's really good at her knowledge. A couple of weeks ago, she spoke at the networking group that we belong together, the lead team, and you spoke on 3 different topics on the body and the muscles and what to do. And
yes.
I love that because I was very impressed, especially the exercise about the scapula, because I took that information, I went home, I looked up how to do pull-ups because I could never do traditional pull-ups, never. And based on what you shared with me, I then looked up on YouTube how to do a basic pull-up.
Okay.
And I used that information, focusing on my scapula, and that night the next day I worked out. I did 3 traditional pull-ups off the ground. No jumping, no nothing. So great information. Anyway, Glen Alex, author of Living in Total Health, joins me. And
good morning.
And with the best hands in Las Vegas, and I will not make this mistake this time, the best massage therapist in Las Vegas.
Yes. Thank you, massage therapist. Yes.
Yeah, I said masseuse last time by accident, and I didn't get out of the studio alive almost. Anyway, welcome back, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. I always like chatting with you because you bring things real. You keep things focused, and that's why we're going to segue into what your topic is today.
Okay.
And that's being focused, right? Being present.
It is being focused when I'm not spazzing out.
She's so nervous on the radio. Yet this comes from a lady who does her own show once a month on another network.
Out there too.
Yeah, for 20, she does a 30-minute show all about health and sharing stories. But so let's talk about that. Being present in the moment, being present as you like to call it, and it's in your book. Living in Total Health is the book, which you can find on her website and Amazon and all that good stuff. And so pick it up. I've read it. I love it. But talk about the present. Let's talk about a basic. Why is that important? Let's start there and go running.
Well, being in the moment is critical because that's really the only time we have any control.
Mm-hmm.
I can't change what's happened in the past.
Right.
I can't control what's going to happen in the future, even though I can influence it.
Right.
I can't change it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can change is what I do at this particular time.
Okay.
So when people are dwelling on the past,
Mm-hmm.
that lends itself to depression.
Mm-hmm.
When people are so focused on the what if of the future, that lends itself to anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So either one of those takes us out of our power.
Okay.
Out of our position of self-control.
So you just used the word I was thinking of, because there's the old saying, don't worry about the things you can't control, just worry about the things you can control, or think about the things you can control, right?
I would say don't worry about the things you can't control, handle the things you can control.
Handle the things, great.
Handle them.
In order to handle those things, give our audience a suggestion or two by what you recommend to handle the things around them if they can't, in order to stay present.
Do you mean as far as a decision or an action? That
Whatever's
they
the
have to
best. Whatever the best. Yeah, both of those, because an action is relevant to a decision that's made, right? To either do or do something.
Absolutely. So that brings to mind an example that I talk about in the book.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually watching the Broncos play the Patriots. I think it was the 2014 season.
Okay.
And Wes Welker,
Mm-hmm.
world-class receiver,
Absolutely.
ran a pattern over the middle.
Right.
And the ball came right to him as Peyton put it right on the money like he normally does. And Wes had his hands out on the ball, but he didn't complete the pass. He didn't pull it in, didn't stay present.
Mm-hmm.
He had the ball out here, and he turned to the left to see where the defender was.
Started running before he had the
started
ball.
running before he caught the ball. So
Right.
he lost his connection with the present moment,
Mm-hmm.
lost his ability to control the ball
Okay.
and handle the pass,
Mm-hmm.
and he worried about the future, about getting hit.
Well, when you're his size, anybody over 250 can take
and
him
over
into
the
next
middle
week.
too.
Right, exactly.
He was flanked by 3 or 4 defenders. So I understand that.
Absolutely.
However, it was costly.
Yes.
Because
To
not
the
only
team.
it was costly to the team and to him,
Right.
because he was dazed, he
Mhm.
was hit, and he was hit hard,
Mm-hmm.
and he fumbled the ball.
Right.
And I think the Broncos ended up losing that game.
Right. That was the game where it started off with Eli and the safety on the first snap, if I'm not mistaken, right? Where it went through his hands. Because Eli didn't win his first, not Eli, Peyton rather.
Peyton.
When the first snap from center, I think it was against the Patriots, went through Peyton's hands and went through the end zone in the back for a safety for the Patriots. I believe that was the same game.
It could have been the same game. There was one game where there was just poor receiving
Right.
the whole time by the receivers.
Well, normally they do that against my Giants. That's why my Giants are 2-0 against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But anyway.
But anyway, so in that moment, I would have suggested that Wes, and athletes know this, keeping the eye on the ball. Pat Riley talked about being in the zone,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just being that pinpoint moment of focus where all there is that one particular thought, topic, or task,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing else matters beyond that.
Right.
So eye on the ball. The only job is to pull the ball in, secure it,
Mm-hmm.
and then deal with what comes next.
Right.
Because something else is coming.
Mhm.
He couldn't control. He couldn't stop
Right.
those guys from hitting him.
Right.
He could have controlled
The action of
completing
the
the
catch.
pass.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, but I like the phrase of keeping your eye on the ball.
Yes.
Okay, because obviously that is an example, a metaphor that really can be used about anything in our
Anything in
life.
life, yes.
What we'll do, and we still have a minute or two before we go to our second break. I want to talk about what we can do, and I'm sure, and I know you touch on this in the book, what we can do to stay focused, to stay in the present moment, because it's tough. We have distractions all day long.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And we have to make choices and decisions all day long, as I
Yes.
talked about a few weeks ago, even starting with, do I get up today? Do I stay in bed? What clothes do I wear? All that stuff. We're making choices and decisions, but to stay focused on those things has to take some skill, right?
It takes some skill, practice, and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you've got some easy tips we can share or give some folks some ideas about what they can do?
Yes. Easy, maybe not.
Well, it's okay.
At the beginning.
That's okay. Listen, any change is hard.
Yes.
Any change is
Any
hard.
change is difficult.
But once it becomes routine and habit, it gets simpler and it becomes just a way of life, like brushing your teeth every day.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
that makes
see?
sense. I wish my wife would.
He didn't really need me, did he?
No,
people?
I do. I do need you, Glenn. All right, we're going to step aside for a bottom of the hour break so we have enough time to go over these suggestions and thoughts and ideas that we can share with you to stay present in the moment. More with Glenn right here in Aaron's Hour right after this.
To drop off or pick up a package across town, but you don't have time? Did you leave an item in an Uber or friend's house and need it back ASAP? You name it, and we can pick it up and deliver it to any destination in the Las Vegas or Henderson area the same day. Express services are also available. Rates as low as $12. Visit blazingcouriers.com or call 877-371-9817 or text 702-429-7418. That's blazingcouriers.com.
Life insurance offered through Allstate Life Insurance Company and Allstate Assurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois. Lincoln Benefit Life Company, Lincoln, Nebraska, and American Heritage Life Insurance Company, Jacksonville, Florida. In New York, Allstate Life Insurance Company of New York, Hauppauge, New York.
Hey, Pete, how's life with your 3-year-old?
Well, she's got a lot of questions.
Why? I see what you mean. You know, Pete, it's okay to have questions.
Why?
And I bet you have questions about life insurance.
Why?
Well, because you need to protect your family.
Why?
An Allstate agent can give you simple answers about life insurance. They'll go over customized options without overwhelming you.
Why?
Plus, when you apply, you'll get a free biometric wellness report, whether you buy a policy or not. It's full of recommendations for leading a happier, healthier life.
Why? I mean, that sounds great.
It's good to be in good hands.
Get expert guidance about life insurance. Talk to Las Vegas Allstate agent Sam Peters today, or stop by his office at 1945 Village Center Circle, Suite 150.
Have you ever wondered what it would take to be healthy from head to toe? Not just on the outside, but inside as well? Glen Alex, author of the highly recognized book, Living in Total Health, will guide you to becoming totally healthy. Glen is a health coach, licensed clinical social worker, public speaker, educator, and humanitarian who has set the standard with her 25 years of experience in the health and wellness industry. Glen addresses the whole person to achieve optimal health. Glen's book, Living in Total Health, is not a how-to, but a why-to for a healthy life. Purchase her book through her website, livingintotalhealth.com, for an autographed copy. Or you can get a copy on Amazon, or an ebook version at smashwords.com. Those with a high level of health do not intentionally harm oneself or others. Make the world a better place and start living in total health. Visit livingintotalhealth.com today.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. First half of hour number 1 is in the books. I want to mention before we go back to Glenn, because I'm giving her a few extra minutes to get ready for the questions so she could cheat and get her replies ready. If you go to my website right now, AaronPhillipsVoice.com, I have a contest going on right there on the homepage where you can nominate a company or organization to receive a free, and it's nothing better than free, speaking engagement by yours truly. So if you have a company in mind, your company, you need a speaker for an event, just click on Nominate. You'll see my character, courtesy of Neil Portnoy and Portnoy Galleries. And just click on Nominate. There'll be some basic information for you to fill out. I will receive it. And as we collect them, we will have a winner announced probably in about 45 days so we can set something up perhaps for the springtime, because I know people aren't around during the summer.
And Aaron is a fantastic speaker and
Thank
MC.
You. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyway, let's get back to Glen.
Okay.
Glen Alex, author of Living in Total Health. Check her website out, livingintotalhealth.com. You can order her book there. And I believe if you order through her website, she will personally autograph it.
I will autograph it and ship it for free.
Ship it for free. Although the book is also available on Amazon, you will not get the autograph and you will not get the free shipping unless you're a member of Amazon Prime. But get it from her website so she can personally autograph it. Okay?
My website from me.
Yeah, absolutely. Livingintotalhealth.com, and the price of the book if they purchase?
Is $24.95 and it's hardcover, first edition. Fantastic deal.
And if you mention Aaron Phillips, it'll be $25.99. Anyway, so, no, just kidding. All right, so let's get back to the question at hand here. Being present in the moment. All right, we talked about it being a skill for a lot of folks that a lot of people don't know how to do that.
Correct.
So for the first timer, for someone simple, although as you said, the steps may be difficult because it's uncomfortable, what would you recommend for folks to start getting in that mindset?
To practice being present and in the moment, I strongly suggest meditation. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 3 minutes, it can be 30 minutes if you have the time and the patience. Meditation will teach you how to control your mind and how to focus, and the deep breathing will also trigger the present mindset. Yes, so I would strongly suggest you start there. There are classes all over town that can help you learn to meditate. There are videos on YouTube that have guided meditations. So it's readily available, it's free, and that's a fantastic way to start practicing focus.
I don't mean to break your train of thought,
Okay.
but since you're sitting here with me and you're a dear friend outside of all of this, because
Yes.
you know I love you as a friend as well as what we do with
Some days.
most of the time. I just received a message through Facebook. Danny,
Okay.
this is pretty cool, okay? For those who don't know, I've been honored with 2 awards because of my radio work in town, 2015 and 16, and you can find all that on my website. I just literally received this message from Gail Schreiber, who is the director of the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame and Museum.
Wow.
And you can see it right here on my screen.
Yes.
This is to certify that Aaron Phillips has been inducted into the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame for his contribution as a broadcaster in making Las Vegas the entertainment capital of the world.
Holy moly, I'm sitting with royalty.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
I'm sitting here, and you talk about being in the moment, and I had to deflect from the moment because I saw this pop up, and I'm reading it, and I've known Gail, both Ricky Cash and I. Ricky is going to be inducted as well, is what she mentioned in the message to me, and you can see it's right there.
Congratulations.
Wow. Plus, you said I'm looking hot. That's really what I'm reacting to. But anyway, Gail, thank you so much. I'm just honored to 12 years on the radio and to receive such an honor like this. I'm touched. I'm speechless, and it's hard for me to be speechless, and you know that.
It is.
But
Danny,
anyway,
do you have tissue?
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere.
Give me the roll of paper towel there.
Use your sleeve.
Anyway, I apologize for breaking in with that because this should be all about you, not about. But it came up
Well,
and I wanted to
Aaron's
share.
hour, not
Yeah,
Glenn's
but
hour.
no, I know, but it is a Glenn's hour because
Actually,
you're
I'm
here
going to change the title.
Exactly. We will change that. Wow. Okay, so let's get back to topic on hand. So again, staying in the moment.
Yes.
Step and suggestion number 2.
Thought management.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you can, a trigger for knowing when your thoughts are out of the present moment is when you find yourself angry or edgy or nervous or stressed. That usually indicates that the thoughts that we're having or that are running through our minds are either focused on what has happened or focused on what could happen,
right,
even though we don't have control over that.
Mm-hmm.
So once you recognize that you're shaking, that you have these angry thoughts, that you're breathing heavy or breathing shallow,
Mm-hmm.
use that to say, what am I thinking?
Right. What's going on in your mind?
What is
right
going
then
on
and
in
there?
your mind? And that will raise your awareness. Even if you don't get an answer in that moment,
Mm-hmm.
that will raise your awareness for your inner wisdom to direct you.
Right.
And when you are present and open, your inner wisdom is the perfect guide for each one of us.
Absolutely.
And we overlook it, we ignore it, we dismiss it too many times, and that tends to get us into trouble. What was I thinking? You don't want to look back and say, what was I thinking? You want to know what you're thinking now, and that way you can correct it.
Yeah, and it's funny because with my health transition, awareness, which is sort of what you're really talking about on a general level, and I touched this with you and on your show when I guested, and the video from my interview from February is up on my website so people can find it. But I have found that the awareness around me, just as a person, and I increased this when I was selling timeshare, being aware of things. But from a health standpoint, my awareness about myself mentally, like you're talking about, as well as the physical of like stop eating, you've had enough. But the mental side, I am more aware of my emotions now. And I told this to my wife. My emotional level since surgery has been crazy through the roof. I cry at TV shows now. Okay, a happy resolution at the end of a show, I start bawling like a baby. So I do find myself on the negative side when I have these frustrations. I have found myself stopping, recollecting my thoughts.
Yes.
Because in the past, I would just blow up. And not that I still don't at times, I do. But for the most part, I'm able to control that and bring myself back to the present.
On it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're not going to be perfect, and we're not going to have perfect behavior every single moment. We're human. We're going to mess up. But what you mentioned about becoming more aware of your body and your emotions, that comes along with being present mentally.
Right.
Because it opens your entire being up.
Right.
To living fully. And living fully is that total awareness of what's going on in my mind, my body, my heart.
Right.
In my relationships, and it gives me an acute sense of what's going on around me as well.
Right.
So we think of people as very intuitive or very psychic. They're just more connected.
Right.
With their inner wisdom than we are.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it, because we shut ourselves off because we're so focused being in the forest that we lose sight of what's going on around us, because we're not in tune with what's going on around us. And when you have that opportunity and clear the forest a little bit, boy, is it wide. It's an eye-opening experience.
It is. And let me differentiate between being aware of the forest and being present.
Right.
Being aware of the forest is more of being self-absorbed.
Right.
I am this, I am that,
right.
I am that, this is happening to you, why? That's being self-absorbed, and that's unhealthy. And that's can lead to negative outcomes and negative feelings and negative experiences. Being present is, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
That's it. I am.
I am. And the rest comes.
Right.
It's not I am this, I'm that, I'm blah, 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 blah. It's not that chatter.
Right.
Which is self-absorption.
Right.
And that actually closes you down.
Right.
It puts up walls between you and life and other people.
Mm-hmm. So in the morning, if someone were to practice these things, or what is there a better time in the day for someone to start getting into these habits? Like, I mean, I would think waking up first thing in the morning and looking in the mirror and say, I am, might be a good way for people to get started, right?
Some say that. It depends on the person, your lifestyle, and your issues. For someone who works at night, then it might not be first thing in the morning. It might be better, before you start work. For me, I find it better to do it when I first wake up, to meditate when I wake up, because I get busy and I forget. And then I get distracted. So when I wake up, then I will maybe set an alarm for 10, 20 minutes, or I'll do a guided meditation. So I'll know how early I need to wake up, do my meditation, then I start my day.
Right.
And, in workouts with Pilates or yoga, then there's always a part of it that includes relaxation and deep breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the person, but typically in the morning before you get started. Helps.
Is it good for somebody? And I think it is, but I wanted to ask your thoughts on this. You hear people taking these power naps during the day, or hiding in a corner somewhere to meditate and collect their thoughts. Is that as powerful during the day when someone's on a work schedule to say, okay, I need to refocus and go somewhere and just think about me?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anytime.
And is there amount of specific time someone, like you hear everything from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, or just go for a walk for a couple of minutes?
30 seconds of attunement is very powerful.
Okay.
And Deepak Chopra said that even in the most imperfect meditation, it's still valuable because it's a split-second connection that is the most important.
Gotcha.
So what I recommend for someone who has a stressful job is that you take a potty break. You go sit on the toilet for 10, 5 minutes.
Right.
And hopefully nobody will disturb you.
If you have little ones around the house, trust me, you will not have that kind of.
Well, but if you're at work, you could close the door,
exactly.
Or go sit in your car for a couple of minutes.
Right. Not in the summertime when it's 110. At least have the AC running.
I do.
You have the car running at least.
No.
How can you sit out there in the summertime in your car?
I love the heat.
Oh my gosh.
I love the heat. Wait, that's not worse than the burgers with the peanut butter and jelly. So I don't want to hear.
It depends. It depends. Have a peanut butter and jelly burger in your car when it's 110 degrees. Now that's bad.
Okay, but I'm not out there for an hour. Just a few minutes.
All right.
Just a few.
Do you have your windows at least cracked?
Yes, the windows are down.
All right. Because I wouldn't want anybody coming breaking the windows saying there's someone in the car here.
She's dying.
God forbid. Come on now. But so as long as you're someplace that you can find some silence to get reattuned for a couple of minutes.
Yes, it's quality versus quantity.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So parks, going out to lunch, going for a walk, as simple as that.
Yeah, any action that is meditative. Like when I give a massage, that's actually mentally meditative for me too. When the client is relaxed and quiet, then I can go into a deep space.
Okay.
And that's meditative as well.
Sure.
Being an athlete and connecting with your activity, like in tennis, tennis is the love of my life.
Yes, it is.
So when I connect with the ball, I own the ball.
Right.
And it goes where I want it to, and I have the position that I want, it's amazing.
Right.
It is an amazing experience, and you have to be present for that to happen.
I have to say that since doing CrossFit for me since January, when I'm in that workout, granted there are some exercises I still have not concerns. I still have trouble doing because I'm just not there yet, strength stuff, whatever. But when I'm in there for that hour and I'm focusing on the exercises, I do find myself focusing on the skill, making certain I've got arms right, legs right, everything is positioned as well as this body can get into, and focusing on accomplishing the task. And I am rarely distracted by anything in that class because I am so focused on my body, what I'm doing. I hate to say this, I like seeing the arms and the veins pop in there. I like my guns because they used to be.
Which way is the beach?
That's that way. It is. So it is. It is that mindset, and it does take time. It takes time to get used to that habit.
It's a practice. It's a skill you have to practice.
Absolutely.
It's like learning to ride a bike. You have to do it over and over again before it becomes second nature.
Right.
Once you get it, though, and you can tap into those moments, there's an amount of peace that is indescribable.
Right.
And then your stress levels go down. You're emotionally stable.
Right.
You're more mentally clear.
And you feel satisfied.
And you feel satisfied, and you're more available to the people around you.
Right. Right.
And so being present is not only a mental skill, it's a whole life thing.
Right.
Yeah. It's very cool.
I like it. No, it is. And it's such an easy is a word that is used and thrown around all over the place at times.
Yes.
But it's an easy concept if you think about it. What it is and what we need to do for ourselves. It's as much about self-healing, living in total health like your title, that it's just habitual like anything else we do.
It is. And just think of in yoga, for those who practice yoga, if you're not paying attention, if you're not present, you're going to fall.
Exactly. With no safety net.
No safety net.
All right, we're going to step aside for our last break in hour number 1. Don't forget, hour number 2 is coming up at the top of the hour with my next guest, Emily Hedlund, yoga instructor extraordinaire. Well, I can't spell extraordinaire, so I don't know why I even bother saying it. You should have seen me how many times I tried typing it on the promo that I put out there. It wasn't fun. Anyway, more with Glenn on the other side right after this.
Have you recently looked outside your home at your landscaping and thought, it's almost that time of year to start cleaning up? But then reality hits you and you realize that you just don't have the time you want to work on it. Thankfully, there's a solution. Martinez Lawn Service is ready to help. Serving the Las Vegas Valley for over 15 years, Martinez Lawn Service can help you design, build, and maintain your functional landscape. From simple yard cleanup, trimming, and sprinkler repair to designing desert and water-smart landscapes for you to enjoy and entertain guests. So what are you waiting for? Visit them on their website at martinez-lawn-service.com or call them in their office today at 702-373-0643 for a free estimate to see your vision come to life. Call 702-373-0643. Martinez Lawn Service, over 15 years of service and experience. Call today, 702-373-0643. Do you know someone who's been recently injured in a vehicle accident, by a product defect, slip and fall, or know a family member who's lost a loved one by wrongful death? If so, you'll need an experienced attorney to handle your case. Call Bradley Belisario at Belisario Law today to schedule a free consultation to review your case. Bradley provides specialized service by getting to know his clients on a personal level. In most cases, no fees are due until you win. In the case of a lawsuit, client may be responsible for opposing parties' attorney fees. Bradley Belisario has 2 convenient locations, with one in North Las Vegas and the other in Summerlin. Call today for your free consultation at 702-936-4800. That's 702-936-4800. Or visit us on the web at belisariolaw.com. Hurt badly? Call Bradley. How many times have you looked back at your staff and wish there was a better way to know how well they'll perform at their position? Over time, how much money have you wasted on the wrong hire? Guess what? There's a better way. Upside Business Solutions gives you the tools to understand how your staff will reach peak performance. Other personality assessments, such as DISC, Myers-Briggs, and StrengthsFinder, does not tell you how someone will perform. Upside Business Solutions uses the Colby assessment to identify the natural way an individual will take action. With this assessment, the candidate will have the natural ability to meet the job expectations you establish to find the best hire. Contact Vicki at 702-506-2960 to schedule a consultation. Mention Aaron's Hour and receive 15% off a Colby A assessment. When you're ready to uncover the mystery of human performance, call Vicki at 702-506-2960 to help bring out the best in your people.
Hi there. I think we're going to pass on the normal last segment because we did that with Glenn the last time.
Okay, sure.
Unless you have updated answers.
Thank you.
To
No
my...
hot seat questions.
Yeah, no hot seat questions. But I'll tell you what.
What?
I want you to talk about your service for massage therapy because it is part of keeping people in the moment.
Okay.
Let's talk about that for a few minutes. Give people some information how they can find you, where you're located, how you focus on what you do to make people in the moment through your massage therapy.
Okay.
You thought I was going to go somewhere else, didn't
you?
you?
Yes, total surprise. Actually,
welcome to my show, Glenn. Remember, think cat with the red light all over the wall. You never know where I'm going on this show.
Wow.
But anyway.
You need to give a spaz a heads up.
No. That's what's fun about it. You never know the reactions.
I guess so.
Just like getting mine with this announcement from Gail. Are you kidding me? Anyway, but go ahead. Let's talk about your massage therapy.
Okay.
Because of your good hands, the best hands in Vegas.
The best hands in the business. Massage is crucial to overall health. I think it is not only because I'm a massage therapist, because I'm a massage therapist.
Right.
It is so important for physical, emotional, and mental health. So when a client comes into my office, the first thing I do is make sure I'm present.
Right.
And make sure I'm connected to them and what their needs are. So I'll basically interrogate them before they get on the table, find out where they are, what they see their needs are.
I hear the sound of like special victims SVU unit, bum bum.
And I have my pen and paper there, writing everything down. And so they go get on the table. When I come back, I connect with them and their muscles. So first of all, I have to make sure I'm present, to be present for them. And then that opens up a space for them to relax and let go and zone out and sleep or chat if they want to.
Right. So what are the common maladies that folks come in for? The traditional stuff, I'm sure, back pain and things like that. Now, I also know you do see a lot of athletes, though.
I do.
So talk about what is the most common affliction that an athlete will face that you have to help them with through therapy?
It depends on the sport.
Okay.
For tennis players, it's a lot of lower body issues, legs, ankles, feet, and the dominant arm.
Okay.
The dominant shoulder.
Okay.
For a basketball player, it would be more legs.
Okay.
More legs.
Okay. Weightlifters obviously would probably be back and legs as well.
It would be back and legs and levers.
Oh, okay. So up in the shoulders.
The levers, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Golfers, I don't know.
They can vary head to toe, right?
More lower back for golfers.
Okay, yeah, for the swing and everything.
It's just not as much dynamic movement as other sports. So
let's talk about golf for a second, because we know Tiger Woods has had these back issues for years now.
Yes.
If he were to call you and say, Glenn, I really want to come in and see what you can do, what would be your thought process in terms of how you would focus in on his back issues? Let's talk about him as the sample client that would contact you.
Well, I'd ask exactly what his experience is. If he's experiencing pain on one side of the back or the other, if it's high, if it's low, if it's during twisting, if it's during sitting or standing, what specific activities or positions create the most pain.
What's exasperating it.
Yes,
okay.
and how long it's been going on, and then kind of what's been done about it.
Okay. One thing you mentioned in that talk that you gave at the lead team a couple of weeks ago that I thought was really important for people to understand about how you do your massage therapy, and that is how you get to the source of the actual issue.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I think that's important for people to realize.
Well, the area of pain or dysfunction, say it's the shoulder, some clients will come in and say their necks are stiff and they can't turn the neck or they have neck pain, and then they'll focus right on the area where they're feeling that discomfort.
Right.
I investigate the muscles that are connected to that area. So there are patterns of referral in the musculature, and then there are lines of the muscles that will refer and show in other areas. So like for neck pain, sometimes it could be the lower traps. And if you're only focused on the neck, then you're not going to resolve the issue.
Right.
So it's important to me to resolve the source of the problem and not just relieve the area.
Right. Because that's just temporary.
That's just temporary.
You got to get, as with anything, you have to get to the source of what's going on.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So everything from what we talked about before, being present in the moment, there's reasons that people are not, got to get to the root of the problem.
Right.
That's why I'm kind of bringing this all back together now,
Okay.
because we're talking here earlier, we were talking about the mindset of being present.
Right.
But now we're talking about the body having to be present.
Having to be present.
And getting to the root cause of it is not what you necessarily think on the surface. You touched on an example in that presentation that I think surprised everybody in that presentation about how sometimes back pain is not necessarily coming from the back. Talk about that, because that was really interesting about how this can happen. Talk about that for a second.
Can I say that on air?
Just be careful of your words, because we are an AM.
Oh, Aaron's talking about the psoas.
Yes, but there is a cause for that.
That's the name of a muscle group on the front of the spine.
Right.
And so when clients present with lower back pain, and the remedies on the lower back have not worked, then I will look at the psoas. So the psoas sits on the front of the spine. So when the psoas gets tight and goes out, because it's on the spine, the assumption is it is the back muscles.
Okay.
But there are muscles on the back of the spine. Just think of a coin. The psoas is the heads, and the spinal muscles are the tails.
Right.
So I go to the heads and work on the psoas, and that relieves a lot of back pain because it stops pulling unnaturally on the spine.
Okay. So be aware, folks, that sometimes the pain where it is not necessarily where it's really coming from. Right. It's not where it's coming from.
Right.
And I thought, something from the front to hurt your back is
doesn't
really
make
kind of
sense.
silly. Yeah, it doesn't.
What is she talking about?
But then again, when you listen to the explanation and muscle groups and everything, it kind of does make sense.
Yes.
So that's why I wanted you to bring that up, because again, that's why you attack the root of the problem, not just the problem.
Yes. And being present to how the client describes their pain and the issues surrounding that.
Absolutely. And that's part of the case history, as you said, the questioning that you put someone through. The interrogation. That's important, because you don't want someone to come in who's going to manipulate your body really without understanding, your body, the cause, and what to do to attack the problem.
Right.
Okay? And I think that gets lost on a lot of practitioners who work with the physical, with the body, like yourself. Chiropractors, they certainly do, I think, work from the actual, because there's testing and movement. But with what you do, you're sort of basing it all on the words, and in a way, you're touching and feeling to try to find where the root cause is.
Absolutely. The muscles tell me as well. And so as I'm palpating, as I'm touching the muscles, the changes in the muscle tissue will tell me what's going on.
Okay.
And then I can also tell by the reaction of the client, even if they don't say anything, you can tell that the body will respond. And so also have to be present to that, otherwise I'll miss it.
I just got a question from my dear friend Jeff Bearden, who's now down in Florida. People in the wrestling world may know him as the Giant Warrior. He's celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, Jeff. His question
Happy birthday, Jeff.
His question is, do you do myofacial releases?
Yes.
And what is that for those who don't know?
Myo is muscle.
Okay.
Fascial is the fascia that surrounds the muscles.
Okay.
So sometimes they get bound and adhesed and can get trigger points in them. If
Okay.
we release that, then the functioning returns.
Really? Okay. So, Jeff, if you hear that, she's willing to fly down and work with you. And
Where are you?
He's down in Florida. I don't remember if he's on the West Coast or the East Coast, but I'm sure he'll reply, and I'll let you know.
I'll go before it's too humid.
That's about now. You have to wait till
be
December.
In the car then.
No, you won't be in the car. Anyway, listen, we only have a couple of minutes, so we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Enjoyed
Thank you.
just chatting with you. Guys, real quickly, give contact information for appointments for massage therapy.
Okay. My company is called The Massage Advantage because it is the only advantage you will get in massage. My website is massageadvantagelv.com. My cell phone is 702-807-7349. You can text me if you have any questions, and you can schedule online 24/7. My schedule is online, so go to my website, massageadvantagelv.com. And before Aaron cuts me off,
go ahead.
I want to give him an autographed copy of my book because he's been so great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Real quickly, you're located on Lake Mead at your massage studio.
Charleston.
Oh, Charleston, right.
Charleston between Durango and Fort Apache.
Right behind the restaurants that are right
behind
there.
Bonefish,
right.
yes.
All right. So anyway, give her a call. Best Hands in Las Vegas. One of the greatest health books I've ever read, Living in Total Health, really does take you from head to toe. Check it out online. Order her book from her website, livingtotalhealth.com. Hour number 2 coming up with Miss Emily Hedlund coming in. We're going to do some yoga. Are you ready, Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you're just warming up and ready to go.
I was practicing breathing just
Oh, yeah.
so I'm ready to go.
On that note, we'll see you for hour number 2 at the top of the hour. We'll be back.
The world was new beneath the blue umbrella sky. Then softer than a piper man, one day it called to you, and I lost you to the summer wind. The autumn wind and the winter wind have come and they have gone, and still the days, those lonely days, they go on and on.
It's the Vegas Bowl, Tuesday morning at 10 on AM 1400, KSHP North Las Vegas, and KSHP.com.